real estate news and views, unlocking the secrets to financial independence. Let's join our host for today's program.
Thanks, Phil. Well, you know what? Let's get right into it. In the fall, we have the Dream for All. Ernie, Ralph?
So yesterday, July 18th, Calichafe announced that the Dream for All is coming back this fall. If you remember back, back in April, Calichafe had released about $300 million for the Dream for All, and the Dream for All program is a down payment assistance. It's a conventional where the program, you were able to borrow 20% of the purchase price for the down payment. It could be used for all of the down payment, or maybe 15% for the down payment and then 5% for closing costs. But ideally, you want to use that for the down payment, the 20%. This way, you don't have any mortgage insurance. The buyer is going to have to cover closing costs, or the seller can cover closing costs. But if you remember, the $300 million went quickly.
Absolutely.
In a matter of 11 days, it was all exhausted. All funds were paused because people thought $300 million was going to go a long way. But so the state governor Newsom signed recently that they're releasing now in the fall $200 million. So what I suggest, if you're in the market to purchasing a house and utilizing this vehicle for the down payment, is start preparing now. That means that you get your home buyer education courses, because there's two levels of home buyer courses that you have to take. One is being online that you have to finish, and then the second level is the either in person or virtual home buyer education consultation with a HUD approved agency. So the buyers can't sit on the fence, or else they're just going to miss the boat.
Yeah, I think it's good timing because, we got till the fall. So if we can educate these buyers, and I think it'll be good to be in escrow and just switch that program.
Correct. And that's what happened.
Right.
in previously. But the 20%, Dream for All is an equity share program.
Correct.
So, they'll lend you, the state of California will lend you 20% for the down payment. Okay. And then if you decide to sell, or refinance in the future, you're going to have to pay back the 20% that they lent you. Okay. And then you'll need to participate in giving back to the state through, to Calichafe, 20% of the equity that you have gained, after you have, sold or refinanced, back to the state. So this way the state can apply those funds for future down payment assistance program. Okay. But the state, Calichafe is going to allow maybe one time when rates come back down to refinance and not have to pay back the 20% that they lent you. But, that's a really good program. I think the Dream for All is a great program. And like many other down payment assistance, there is equity share. Nothing's for free.
There's no free lunch. Let's stress that. There's no free lunch.
But it gives you opportunity to get into a home.
Yeah, and I think it's good to go in on a plan of saying, hey, let's have our 3.5% down and our closing costs. And when that time does come, we'll switch the program. But if not, you always have that. You always have that, because it's going to be a letdown for someone just banking on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to go in, get them qualified 3.5% with their down payment. And once we get in, when that time does come, let's switch the program.
Right. Switch the loan type.
The
from
loan
FHA
type
to conventional.
But guys, think about how fast 300 million went.
Yeah, 11 days.
11
Gone.
days. So now 200 million. I'm going to say, without exaggerating, everybody's up on the fence right now. They're excited about this program coming back out. The word's getting out. It's probably going to go in a matter of 72 hours. I mean,
probably.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm getting a little bit, but the good news is, like you said, with a 20% down, there's no mortgage insurance, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's saving people an average of $230 to $380 a month, depending on scores, right?
Correct.
So then you figure you're saving that money. It is a great program, because most of the down payment assistance programs loan you the down payment in the form of a loan, and then you're paying that monthly payment as well.
Right.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
And then the first payment is the interest rate's higher because of the risk associated with
Correct.
the second mortgage.
Correct.
So, I mean, it makes it, very difficult for first time buyers where this really came in and just nailed it. I mean, it helped out a lot of people, flip over. I've seen there's another company out there that's doing the 3.5% grant on an FHA. If anybody watching wants information, give either one of us a call. However, it is a grant. It's 3.5%. There's no income. There's no kind of weird requirements, but the first interest rate, the interest rate on the first is hefty. So that 3.5% they're giving you, they're making it up on the front.
And that's how it is.
Yeah, again, we're not trying to be mean when we say there's no free lunch. We're just trying to educate people that there's no free rides. You're going to pay your cost of admission one way or another.
Yeah. There is another program that it's an FHA. They will lend you 3.5%. They'll lend you the down payment 3.5% with a minimum mid score of 600. Okay, that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but you have to pay back the down payment. As far as what they lent you, you have to pay back, and that's factored into the debt to income ratios. And it's not just it doesn't only apply to single family residents like many of the other down payment assistance programs. It allows for up to 2 units.
Yeah.
On that
Well, you know what, with the Dream for All, for me, it was more of a lead generation.
Yeah.
It gets a little excitement in there.
Right.
So that's a good thing. So the next thing we want to talk about is the forbearances.
Okay.
And what's going on with people that are not able to keep up with their forbearance.
Well, we got one of our guys on our panel here, Ralph. I mean, he's really good at that. He's been working with that, rolled up his sleeves. He's been out there door knocking, talking firsthand with people that have received that notice of default.
Correct. Yeah. Notice of defaults are on the rise. We're barely touching the pre-pandemic levels. They are on the rise. There's, throughout Southern California, because that's our market is Southern California. But every city, there's an influx of defaults on their mortgages. Okay. And so what happened during the pandemic time is obviously people, they either lost their job or they fell into a furlough or they fell into, because of COVID, they weren't able to work. They applied for some type of forbearance or some type of modification. And every single one of a notice of default is different. So there's different emotions. There's different situations as to reasons as to why they fell delinquent. But what I'm seeing after basically rolling up my sleeves and looking at it in, more in depth as far as why they fell delinquent, is there's so many different reasons as to why. But at the end of the day, they're in default, they're in foreclosure. Okay. And, there's either some options. They can actually apply for some type of California mortgage relief. CalHFA actually offers that. I don't know if you guys knew that. Or they can redo a modification. They can reach out to the mortgage servicer and see if they can try to save their home. But you got to apply. You have to apply and you have to qualify. And but you can't sit on it. You can't wait because most people either are a little stubborn or maybe they're thinking that there's going to be some type of a handout, okay, or some type of relief from the mortgage company, right? That maybe they're looking at the homeowner's best interest, but keep in mind they file a notice of default. They're starting the pre-foreclosure process,
absolutely, right.
And so what I've also seen is remember back before 2008, between maybe 2004 to 2007, to get into a home, a lot of people purchased utilizing an 80-20 program. Remember that? Yeah. Okay. The mortgage company lent you 20% for the down payment. And during the pandemic time, maybe or during the financial crisis of 2008, they only modified the first mortgage.
Right.
Okay. And they thought maybe, okay, well, the second mortgage, you know what? They're thinking, because I've talked to many, they're thinking that they were all in the same boat, right? And they only modified the first, and they didn't do anything on the second. Yeah. Okay. So most people were fortunate to have the second, reconvey that second, right? They took a loss. The mortgage company took a loss They forgave the second, and guess what? Those are the lucky people that were fortunate to do that. But many did not. So what ended up happening is that second mortgage, all they did was sit back and waited for today, present day, and say, guess what? I, as the second junior lien holder, says, guess what, Mr. Borrower, I want you to pay back the $60,000.
There's still those out there?
Oh, plenty.
Wow.
Plenty. Okay.
Wow.
It's
from
amazing.
2008.
But guess what? That 60,000 is no longer 60,000 because the interest rate normally is either between 10 to 12%
And what are you seeing?
rate.
What are you seeing on
Fast forward, and now that's 60,000. Now they owe them 150,
Wow.
175,000.
that? Wow.
And there's no way around that. So a lot of homeowners are thinking, okay, what do I do? Do I need to get an attorney? Guess what? The attorney's going to say, they're going to wipe their hands clean and says, you know what? There's nothing you can do. Because when you bought the home, there's two security instruments. One, a promissory note. And second, the house is the other security instrument. So the junior lien holder is saying, hey, guess what? We want all of our money now. Okay? And
Because they know there's equity now.
So there's equity now.
So that's a refi or a sell?
It could either be a refinance. If there's enough equity, we do a hard money refinance because guess what? The notice of default has been recorded. So you're not going to be able to refinance traditionally. You're going to have to find a resolution. And guess what? That hard money refinance is not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive. Okay.
But they can save their house.
Correct. You can save your house. But
No.
the other resolution to that is, fortunately, you're not going to lose your house, but at least there's enough equity that you can maybe walk away with some money versus zero money.
Yeah, don't be stubborn and think you're going to outplay the mortgage company because they have a lot of money, deep pockets, and they have high-powered attorneys that are already working behind the scenes with a lot of this stuff to make it happen. But going back on the COVID real quick, there was a lot of people that really didn't need the 3 months of free payments.
No.
Okay.
No, I saw that.
They just were they were still working. They were not affected.
It done more harm than it did good.
Then they got a call from their mortgage servicer. Or actually, I seen that it came on the mortgage statement. If you're affected by blah 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 blah, give us a call. COVID this, COVID that. They would call them up because I've talked to several of them now, right?
Yeah.
No, they said they'd put it at the back of the loan.
Yeah.
They didn't have to pay for 3 months. So what did they do? They sat there and had no payment for 3 months, and then when they didn't keep the back end commitment, whatever that happened to be, I don't know the contracts would have in front of us. That's when they run into issues, correct? That's when they didn't fulfill their terms, and then the lender comes back and says, I saw a mortgage statement yesterday, due now $44,000. Now who's going to be able to pay a one-time payment of $44,000?
Well,
and you're right, notice of default has been filed, so now they can't get a traditional loan.
Cannot.
And one thing about hard money, the loan to value is cut back.
65%.
Yeah, so then if they don't fit under 65%, the only option is to sell or try to outplay the mortgage company and end up getting your house auctioned off from under you.
Correct. And it happens.
It happens, yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
Now, the recent notice of defaults that are being recorded, okay, isn't just the traditional mortgages that are falling behind. There's several. I can't stress it I can't stress it enough. If you're in a home, okay, where you currently are paying homeowner association fee, if you're not paying the HOA fees, guess what? They can actually start foreclosure. There's many homeowners that are at risk of losing their home. Doesn't matter that you've been paying your mortgage on time, but if you're failing to pay your homeowner association fee, okay, they're going to file a notice of default. And I'm seeing an influx of that as well. There's a homeowner in North Montana, okay, who hasn't paid her HOA fees for 13 years.
Oh, my God.
I'm surprised you haven't pressed the issue.
Wow. The HOA fee is $213.
Oh,
okay.
Jeez.
And guess how much she's delinquent? And that notice of default is $45,000. And she's at risk of losing her home for $45,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Jeez.
So when you're delinquent in an HOA fee, it's not just it's not the HOA fees that you're going to have to pay back. You get to pay back violation fees and penalties on top of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they want it all.
There's no way around that. You got to pay it. You got to pay it no matter what.
And you know they've already put a lien on the property.
Well, that's already a lien.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
that's the NOD.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
that's your
NOD.
correct.
And I
Right.
think the mortgage company frowns upon that as well because it's, you know, it's not
Again-
a mortgage, but
Again,
it's part of your commitment.
Again, current market values is on the rise. There's a lot of people that are still overbidding on properties.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the mortgage companies who have these liens, these
Yeah.
second junior liens, they're just sitting back, just waiting for them to get paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another client that I'm working with. He's filed two modifications. He bought a house back in 2006, did an 80-20, started out his loan for $460,000. After two modifications, his balance is $510,000. Okay.
Wow.
And guess what? The second mortgage, 20% that he was lent back in 2006 was $100,000 even.
Jeez.
Okay. Guess how much his second mortgage is now in default for the notice of default? His balance on the second is $280,000.
Jeez.
Okay. There's no
It's a-
way around that. The property
It's a
values
middle
are
America
not
house.
there. Are not there. He's gonna have to sell. Okay. Meantime, he's fixing his property. He's doing all this beautiful landscaping. Why are you fixing up your landscaping? Why are you pouring
basically
money
for the lender?
into your
Yes.
home when you're delinquent on your second mortgage?
Yeah.
And people think that, well, it's not on my credit report anymore, or it's not, they're not calling me.
It magically goes away, right?
It does not
No.
go away. Unfortunately, it does not go away.
Yeah.
So your only resolution to that is, fortunately, you're gonna have to sell.
Well, you know what? On the selling point, let's talk about open houses. My favorite.
Oh yes,
Okay.
mine too.
So we
Yeah.
got open houses, we got NODs, we got cold calling. I think they all work. Pick your poison and have at it. My poison is going to be the open houses. Okay. To have your real estate agent there and your lender there. You know, I had one agent come in, a seasoned, real estate agent came in, and I introduced myself and he says, you know what? That's rare. He goes, I don't see that. And, you know, because I think a lot of people just got, you know, just comfortable and, you know, I'm not going to do the open houses and stuff. Now's the time where, you know, not only then, but now I like the open houses. I like greeting people. I like going to
Absolutely.
different homes, you know, every weekend and spending 3 or 4 hours with the agent, you know, and it's not necessarily, I mean, you know, people pay for leads, but those are free leads.
Right.
Okay. But it gives you 3 or 4 hours to bond with the agent and sell yourself on why they should use you as a lender, you know, and talk about all the positive things and things that, you know, the things that are happening right now. Okay. Because there's two types of mindsets. There's the doom and gloom, and then there's the people that are out there, you know, right
Making
now
it happen, yeah.
making it happen. You know, a lot of people today are at the, you know, Mike Ferry event and, you know, and they're going to those events to
Continually
educating
themselves,
themselves. And
which is good. But you know what you were talking about, the open house, absolutely. You know, and it's also a way to take a lot of pressure off the real estate agent. If you're a lender and your agent's doing open houses, get out there with them, because I'm going to tell you what, other lenders are going out there, and if they see your agent by themselves,
Yeah.
they could say, hey, you know what? Why don't you have your lender here? You know, because the first thing your agent's going to say to him is, oh, hey, you have a lender, here's my card. Yeah, I use so and so. Well, where's he
Where are
at?
they at?
Okay. Correct.
And part of catering to the agents is, you know, my list reports. And I love the list reports because, you know, it's personalized.
program, yeah.
It's got the, you know, pulls everything off of the MLS, pulls the description, it pulls the pictures. It has all the, you know, places to eat, dry
Make some
cleaning,
absolutely
dog parks.
awesome flyers with that stuff. man.
Oh
They're
yeah, I
great.
love it. I love it. And to do that and to actually get a headshot from the real estate agent, their information is on this side. Our loan officer information is on this side.
All the property information.
All the property information is
Yeah,
on
it's
there
great.
to
List
pass it
reports
out.
is really good.
And also it has a barcode, which is priceless to me. And I actually had to call List Reports to say, hey man, could you train me? Is there more to it than just pretty flyers?
Yeah.
And so they walked me through it. They said, okay, well, you know that barcode right there. If you
That's
have them
awesome.
scan it, because also on List Reports, you can print out a sign-in sheet. Sign-in sheet has the same information on this side, loan officer on this side, but people tend to put, you know, rickjames@yahoo.com, you know.
Rick James? Wow.
Wow.
you know.
We'll sign in as Charles Manson.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? With that barcode, you know, you can just tell them, hey, you know, per the owner's request, you know, can you please scan in as a sign in, and that
Plus,
lead,
it'll give you the flyer on your phone.
and it gives you the flyer on the phone.
That's good.
And that lead comes to you. You don't have Rick James. You know, you got the actual customer, and that lead goes out to the agent.
Not Rick James, but Jose Diaz.
Yeah. Oh man.
So,
So give it to me, baby, playing in the background.
Right. So I think it's great. So you know, if any of the agents out there want to pair up with us,
Absolutely, we're here to help any way
we're
we
here to
can.
help any way we can to help you guys get more business, and it's just a wonderful thing, man.
You know, there's enough business for everybody. We're not here trying to step on nobody's toes. We're not here trying to, you know, tickle ears. Our goal here with our podcast is to educate, talk just like we would anybody else. You know, we like to look at ourselves as blue collar lenders, right? I mean, we roll up our sleeves. Ralph's done the most of rolling up his sleeves, and you know, he gets out there and we don't care. You know, I mean, if you went to Yale or you're just getting out of jail, we'll try to help you buy a house. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter for us. You know, I mean, we'll work with anybody. You know, I prefer those who just get out of jail. They're more honest than anybody. But anyhow,
We're in a different market.
Yeah.
Right? Today we're in a different market. You know, there's a lot of agents out there that felt that the previous market, you know, of course, you know what, low hanging fruit.
Right.
You know, of course.
Absolutely.
But that was because of the low interest rates. Now you're gonna have to roll up your sleeves and work.
You gotta have a
Okay.
game plan now.
Yeah.
You
gotta have
and
goals.
a lot of my agents that I'm working with right now are picking up listing agreements. They're actually, you know, increasing their income. They are. It's a different type of market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. You know, there's a variety of different lead generations, but you got to work now, and it's different.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of uncertainty out there, but you know, rest assured that all three of us will help you generate more business.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some great marketing
even without having to
strategies.
pay out of your pocket.
Right.
Okay. You don't need to be paying for leads. There are a lot of different opportunities that's not going to cost you money, but you gotta be smart about it. You gotta be a little patient because it will happen.
And you got to think out of the box. Before we wrap up, you know, one of the sales that we did was in West Covina, and it was a divorce sale. And the title people that we use, they actually gave me a list of people who filed divorce in the last 6 months, owner occupied, in a 2.5 mile radius of that house. Quite a bit of them. I was really shocked. You know, it's unfortunate. So we took an agent able to go to their house and explain to them that we just helped somebody in the same situation. Those leads were free. Somebody picked up 3 listings, and we've qualified some people that are going to start to go out and buy. So those are the things, like I say, we try to think out of the box to help agents. And we're not going to lie, it helps us too. We get a loan, we make some money. But if we can help somebody along the way, you know, we're here for that. You know, we're here to help. And if you still have your lender after, you know what? There's, like we shared earlier, there's enough business for everybody. We'll team up with you to go door knocking. We'll team up with you to be at open houses. We'll team up with you to do any events, you know, that you have.
In regards to the list reports, is to go door knocking on there. You can put coming soon.
Oh, okay.
So I would, you know, we would go out there before the open house, and not to solicit for business, but to let you know, hey, your neighbor's going to have an open house. It's coming soon. And, you know, and plant the seed. Come in, you know, because neighbors always want to know, they want to walk in and see what's going on.
Right.
But that's also, you know, just listed, you know, could put just listed flyers, coming soon. And also what I did is for a property we closed out in Bakersfield, just closed. So I called the title rep, said, you know what, can you give me a mailing list? And I printed those out, sent them out, and, you know, did a little follow up.
That's awesome.
You know.
Yeah, we've known each other, Ernie, Steve, myself, we've known each other for 30 plus years.
Absolutely,
we all come from an old environment of ABC, always be closing. You know, we hustled, we grinded from the very beginning.
And this is all we do.
And we're not afraid to roll up our sleeves and get to work at all.
And this is all we do. You know, there's a lot of groups out there, I'm not going to drop names, but they want to bring you on so that you can sell life insurance, solar, annuities, all this stuff, and then you're some kind of guru with, you know what? Mortgages is all we do. When you deal with us, you're not going to get me at the closing table saying, you should get some life insurance. Oh, let me put you in an annuity. No, I don't. That's not who I am. I'm a mortgage professional. I stay in my lane,
Right.
you know, and
Yep.
that's, I'm not saying those other people can't make money or those, I don't know enough about them to speak anything negative other than the fact that I'm saying, be weary if you got somebody coming to you, jack of all trades, because those are typically masters of none.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you want it, if you had a heart problem, you're going to go to the guy that sometimes works on hearts, but he's really a brain specialist. No, you know, you're going to go to a heart specialist. So stick with the people. This is all we do. We don't have a part-time job. We don't have all this other stuff going on. We are here to make you successful. By making you successful, we become successful.
That's what I always tell
You
my
know?
customers. I said, you know what? This is all I do. You bring me your truck, it's broke. I'm just going to stare at it.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I don't wrench.
Yeah,
You know, but it comes down to comes down to finances. This is what
absolutely.
I
You
do.
know,
And
how many years experience you in the business?
26.
Yeah, 35.
32. So, you know, this is all we've done. We've never ran away in the '08 crisis. We hung in there. We might have had to eat tortillas with butter on them and a piece of
Yeah.
bologna every now and then, right
Yeah.
back in 2008. But the truth is, when you hang in there and you love what you do it with love.
Yeah.
You know, and that's and helping people, watching that face when they get their keys, when they didn't
Oh,
think they could ever be homeowners.
That's great.
I mean, that to me, that's better than any high, you know, and to watch an agent smile at their clients because they know their whole story more than us. This is what we do it for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what we do
Yeah.
it
And
for.
right now, it's going to take the mindset, skill set, and work ethic. You know,
Absolutely. There's no
garbage in, garbage out.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Stay positive.
stay
Stay
positive.
I post every morning. These guys will tell you, and at the end of my post, I put "stay up," and I sincerely mean that because you got to stay up. You got to have a good, you know, vibe to yourself. A good, you know, you want to be up because if you start to gloom and doom, that it's like a magnet. You know, when you start
Yeah.
getting down on yourself and
Yeah.
you're all negative,
Yeah,
it's like
it's all a mindset. If
Right.
you are thinking negative, the minute you wake up, you've already lost.
You
for the day.
lost.
Yeah.
You
You
lost.
You know.
and you can start your day again any time. A lot of people don't know that
Absolutely.
you can start your day again any time. And
Yeah. So
and
no,
with the
so
whole
no
adage of-
negative, so
yeah.
no negative Nancy's, no negative Nellies.
Yeah.
In the morning, you got to be positive no matter what.
and remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
The people go, what does that mean? If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep doing what you're doing and you don't got any business, you're going to keep getting no business. Right? I mean, not having any business, excuse me. So, but I don't know, this is great.
Yeah, wake up with a smile.
Yeah.
You know, pour
Be
yourself
grateful.
a coffee. Be
Be
grateful
grateful.
for what you have. You woke up.
Absolutely.
You woke up.
You went to
100%.
bed with a pillow with blankets. You got to take a shower. You got to have a cup of coffee. Mindset is everything.
And
you
many
know?
times you do have to disconnect
Right.
to clear your mind, and that means either meditate, read,
Absolutely. There you go.
exercise.
Don't get me
go for a
started,
walk in
man.
the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah.
Don't get me started because
Yes,
that's
yeah.
I think we're gonna have one where it's all about mindset because you know
It is all about
I
mindset.
throw
It is.
people off when people ask me how are you doing. You know, the average answer is I'm doing fine. You know, I'm doing better than great, better than most.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing better than great, awesome, fantastic, and amazing.
Yeah.
And people just were like, whatever they were gonna come at me with, they're like, how is this guy doing better than great? And I learned that from Zig Ziglar. When I used to work at Countrywide,
yeah.
rest in peace, Mozilla just passed on.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Well, yeah.
So when I went there, I
Made a
got
lot
to
of money under that man.
yeah, man.
all did,
I
I
got
think.
to
Yeah, all did.
I got to meet Zig Ziglar, and every person he mentioned when he was shaking their hand, how are you doing? Better than great, and that stuck with me. And when I say that, that's pretty much my motto. People just don't know how to react to it, and it just that energy transfers over, and it's great.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Awesome.
know.
Yeah. So I guess we'll leave them with this ABC.
That's it.
Always be closing.
Always be
Close. Be
closing.
closing.
And if you need somebody to help you close, you want some partners that are going to work hard with you side by side, give us a call. And if you want to just get some basic information on how to generate your leads so you can be successful, if you don't want to work with us, that's fine too. We're here to help, right?
Yeah.
We're here to help.
Absolutely.
Service. That's all for today's broadcast. We'll see you all again next time.